We are inching closer and closer to the release of one of my personally most anticipated Nintendo Switch game releases of the year. Honestly, one of my most anticipated game releases of the year entirely, and it is the definitive edition and quote-unquote remaster of a game. Some people already take qualm with me saying Xenoblade Chronicles is a remaster and not a remake. Whatever you want to call it, whether it be a remaster, whether it be a remake, this is obviously a much improved version of Xenoblade Chronicles in its original form. When you compare what's included in this one versus what's included in the original game, what do we have? We have significantly improved visuals, we have reworked lip syncing, we have new modes being added like a time attack mode, we have a redone soundtrack, although you can play it with the older soundtrack, we have gameplay refinements, we have performance upgrades. There is a lot being done with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. However, the most significant piece of additional content has to be the additional scenario in Future Connected. Now, it isn't unlikely, and it's not something out of this world where we see additional content being released in a remastered version of a game. I point to something like the .hack GU trilogy that was released on the PlayStation 4 and PC. By the way, where is a Nintendo Switch release of that game? That is something that would be fantastic. Bandai Namco, get on that. Nevertheless, they added a fourth smaller episode into that collection, and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is doing something very similar with Future Connected. However, Future Connected is something that I was unaware how much of an experience it was going to be. Was it going to be 2 to 3 hours of additional content? Was it going to be, 1 to 2 hours of additional content? Because something like that could suffice quite a bit. I mean, look at Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remastered. That was another game, added a 30-minute audio dialogue that added a little bit more to the story, and you can get away with doing something like that. You don't need to add something that is significant. However, with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition's additional scenario and Future Connected, that can be completed in 10 to 12 hours if you play the story alone, and get this, around 20 hours if you include the side content, according to the latest issue of Weekly Famitsu. Speaking to the magazine, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition director Tetsuya Takahashi said that while it would have been possible to make it longer if it were paid downloadable content, the development of new titles would be affected if too many resources were used. So he's talking about Future Connected being even longer than it was. However, just because it's an additional piece of content included with a definitive version of a game, they necessarily couldn't go all in and make it as long as it possibly could be. However, 10 to 12 hours of additional content, 20 hours if you include the side content, guys, there are games that are being released for $50, $60 that aren't even 10 to 12 hours long, not even 20 hours long with the side content, and this just being added on top of an already fantastic and grandiose JRPG, that is an incredible feat. Takahashi also noted some other tidbits. Monolith Soft's first production staff was divided into 3 sections, one section to work on Xenoblade Definitive Edition, one to work on a new title, and one to work on both. So they do have another game in development. What could that be? I don't know. However, I would like to see that after Xenoblade Definitive Edition is done, can we get a Xenoblade Chronicles X remaster or Definitive Edition, whatever you want to call it, a remake as well, because that game did not get enough love on the Wii U, just on the basis that it was released on the Wii U. And on the Switch, it would definitely get a lot more attention. Also noted, while character graphics were not the best in the original version, they have been improved in Xenoblade Definitive Edition, and yeah, if you look at the trailers, the visuals have been significantly improved. Since this is a remaster, so it was noted in this interview as well, it's a remaster, Monolith Soft was not able to re-record all of the music with an orchestra. Instead, they improved the quality and rearranged it. Data compression is better mitigated and sound quality more enhanced compared to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So yes, some people might be of the mindset that this is a relatively old game and it being released at $59.99 is a little bit too much. However, given all of the upgrades that's being made to this, and again, the fact of the matter is you have a 10 to 12 hour additional scenario in here, an epilogue piece of content, and it's around 20 hours if you include side content. That is value that I would say a 10 to 12 hour game, 20 hours of additional content if you do everything, that's a $20 additional piece of experience that is being added to the game. So if you remove that, a definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles as is with all of the refinements that they're making already, that's essentially $40, and Future Connected, you can look at that as a $20 experience, which I think is perfectly suitable. I will give my $60 for this game. Personally speaking, I like Xenoblade Chronicles so much, and I thought it was such an elite level JRPG that even without Future Connected, I would pay $60 for it. and I would be very happy with that purchase. But the fact of the matter is they're adding Future Connected, they're giving you a sizable piece of additional content, so if you're complaining about this game's price, I mean, yeah, you have all the right in the world to complain, but I think in this scenario, this is one of those instances where they're doing a definitive edition the right way. I know that the idea of a definitive edition has really been muddied, and a lot of games get definitive editions, and at the end of the day, are they really that much of an improved version? Are the remasters really that great? Maybe not, but with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, I really feel like this is a sizable improvement upon the original game, and it is going to be well worth your money. If you never played Xenoblade Chronicles, you are in for a treat. An awesome RPG with great characters, great gameplay, great story, and you get additional content with Future Connected, and you get a refined experience with better visuals, better gameplay, better performance. You get a time attack mode, and so many other improvements are also made. This is going to be easily worth $60, and I'll say it right now, it'll be one of the best received JRPGs of the year. That's going to conclude this video. Definitely sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is out on May 29th, and it's a game that I myself am so excited for, and seemingly looking at the comment section, it seems like a lot of you guys are incredibly excited for the game as well. So sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.